Good morning, guys. How are you this morning? How has your Saturday been? I hope so far so good. Hey, so welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lisa Keegan. I'm a consultant and team leader for Thermomix in Australia. And today I'm actually going to be coming on 4 times to make 4 different sauces that are perfect for stashing the freezer. Now, my intent is actually because we're going away in our caravan for a week to celebrate my son's 10th birthday, and I don't want to cook all the time, okay? I don't actually mind. We take our Thermomix, so it's really like home. It's really not that much different. Our pantry is very similar in the caravan to the home one, the things that we stock. So it's actually no big deal to be able to cook in my caravan. I love taking it. If you guys check back on my videos from September last year, you'll see we did 6 weeks on the road last year, and you can see all the things we cooked, and even you can see my pantry and stuff then. So go back and check it out. We are doing 8 weeks again this winter. So again, you'll see me on the road with my caravan and my Thermomix. But what I like to do when we're going for these kind of 7 to 10 day things is actually have a few things in the freezer, so that when we get home from a big day of fishing, which my kids love, then we can just reheat and add the protein and the veggies to it, and things like that. So really these sauces are just a base. If you are really busy working and you at the moment maybe rely on jarred things, you know, your canton sauces and butter chicken in a jar, these are perfect for you because you can whip them up in minutes, freeze them, and I freeze in some flat packs. I'll show you in a minute what that looks like. And the good thing about freezing in flat packs rather than jars is also that when they defrost really fast. So because they're flat rather than chunky, right? So come along for the ride. Today I'm making, first up today, the Thai peanut chicken curry base. So I'm not going to be actually probably using it as a chicken curry. It'll probably be a veggie curry or a halloumi curry or a paneer curry or a lamb or a pork or a beef. Well, we don't tend to do so much pork and beef or lamb. More so chicken and fish are our main staples, but it could even be fish. But this is just going to be the sauce component to then put aside, freeze flat for next week. And I'll show you next week when I'm in the van how we then use that and create an amazing meal in the Thermomix. So do say hi if you're on today. Would love to know you're watching. So first things first, I'm going to bring it up on my meal planner because I got organised and I planned it. Also, I didn't actually need to shopping list for it, but normally I would shopping list for it. The reason I didn't need to shopping list for it is because it all uses your basic ingredients that you probably have already. How cool is that? So Thai peanut chicken curry with coconut rice is the base recipe. It is on UK cookidoo, so you will need to change your filters to search and find it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, reach out, ask questions. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to answer your questions and inspire you if you have a Thermomix, and if you don't have a Thermomix, I'm here to help you see if it's going to help you in your kitchen and if you're traveling in your caravan as well. So let's click on this one. Let's get started. By the way, amazing recipe. If you've not tried it, it's so quick, it's so tasty. There are some shortcuts I can recommend along the way. All right, start cooking. All right, to get started with 3 garlic cloves. There is a lot of garlic in my recipes today, funny that. In that goes 30 grams of fresh cut ginger. Now at the moment I'm on ginger paste. It is just the way it is happening. We actually got some in the garden, but I haven't had 2 seconds to get out there. Anyone else grow ginger in the garden? I find it comes up like weeds. Once we start it, it just keeps on going, and it's been going for a good couple of years on its own steam, which is nice. Oil, 40 grams. In it goes. By the way, you can also substitute. Say you didn't have olive oil, use whatever oil you've got, okay? All right, on with the lids. This one also later on has sesame oil in it. You can skip that if you want as well. No big deal. But we'll get okay, click on next. Scrape down the sides with a spatula. Insert the measuring cup. And you guys know I don't tend to scrape down sides. I also don't do double steps often. So I'm going to actually skip that. Look at that, guys. How cool is that? I mean, admittedly, my ginger was already pasted. Just a tip around the ginger. You don't need to peel it. I'll wait for it to be set. So ginger, so long as you chop it in small enough discs, the skin can remain on. The thing that you will find fibrous in ginger is actually the threads inside the ginger, and once you slice it in those little discs, about half a centimetre, it breaks those fibres that are running lengthwise, those fluffy bits, and it's amazing. So don't peel it, okay? Just a little tip for ginger, just chuck it in as it is. Hey Kay, how are you today? How do I get the ginger started? Oh, that was paste today. I've actually cheated today, Kay. I didn't do my own. Scrape down the sides of the spatula, insert the measuring cup. Now what are we doing? 2 minutes, and we're going to cook it on speed 1. So with the cooking time, all of your recipes, your main meals start with a cook time, which gives you time to prepare the next steps, which I love because it means that you're just more time efficient in the kitchen. I don't know about you guys, but the less time in the kitchen, the better for me. So on a TM5, you've got a little triangle at the bottom left corner. If you're on a TM6, you're going up to your 3 dots and you're going recipe details, brings you up to the home screen where you started. But this is the part down the bottom you'll look at, this little arrow down. Now click on the arrow down, and I'm sorry for those of you watching on Insta, you don't get as good of a view. Those of you who are zooming in on Facebook, you guys get to see my secondary screen as well. So there's a little, I'll have to just give you guys instruction on Insta, but there's a little 3 dots next to your next button, and then you can scroll down and you can see what comes next. So you can see you need to get out some coconut milk, which, by the way, you can make it yourself. Have a search and you'll find that I've made that on a few occasions now. I follow the Femo Fun recipe, which is purely desiccated or shredded coconut and water to make your own coconut milk or coconut cream. How cool is that? It's so easy. But today I'm using a tinned one, okay, because this is all about just being fast and efficient. But if you run out, you know that you can use desiccated coconut and water. Peanut butter, again, you can make it yourself. And actually in this recipe, you could actually just throw in your 400 grams of peanuts and turn them into peanut butter as part of this recipe. And I've done that in the past. But today, shortcut mode, not going to do that. Okay, soy sauce, I'm using tamari or tamari, however you pronounce that, because it's gluten-free, which we try and be. Orange juice. Now, a tip on orange juice. This is your time to get out an orange and peel it. You're actually not going to juice it. You're going to chuck the whole orange in without the skin on. Leave the seeds in, it doesn't matter. And we're going to blitz that down. Okay, so you don't need to, on this step, have orange juice. Feel free to not have orange juice. Some brown sugar. I'm just going to use my monk fruit sweetener. I've in the past done raw sugar, it's perfectly fine. I've done white sugar. Use what you've got, okay? It's up to you what you want to do there. I do find it doesn't need as much sweetener as they actually say though. So that's just a little tip for that section when we get there. Oh my goodness, this smells absolutely amazing, and it's just sizzling off in there. Okay, my can of coconut cream. Oh well, okay, it says coconut milk. We buy cream for everything. Cream tends to, well, okay, I have to rewind on that. Normally buy the AM brand. AM brand is, the coconut cream is purely coconut cream. Unfortunately, when we did our online order recently, they were all out of stock and we got this one. It won't be pure coconut cream because there's not many that are. This has, it's got 99.7% coconut cream, then it's the E66 Stabler, thickener E415 and emulsifier 435. So if you look at the AM brand, they're those shorter cans that are normally a little bit more expensive, but I just use coconut cream and turn it into coconut milk by watering it down. Okay, but when you've got these ones, they do have other bits and pieces in them, unfortunately, but that's okay. Bit of an 80-20 rule at this house, you know, do what we can, but, you know, don't get too caught up on it. Don't stress yourself out. All right, in goes the whole can, and as I said, I'm using coconut milk instead. I actually wonder if you could use just milk if you really wanted to. I reckon it would actually work out okay. Okay, 160 grams of peanut butter. As I mentioned, shortcutting it today. But I did buy the real deal peanut butter. Okay, so it is real peanut butter. It's not peanut butter plus extras. Do check your labels if you need to, or if you want to. All right. It's a fair chunk of peanut butter, okay? This is probably going to be, what did I have, about a third of this jar? So it is good to make your own peanut butter at this step, okay? And all you're going to do is actually blitz this on speed 9 for about 2 minutes, and it'll be silky smooth, ready to go. All right, that'll do. Okay, soy sauce, as I said, tamari. Ours comes in a big 5 kilo or 5 litre bottle, so excuse the big bottle. We do things in bulk here. It's what happens when you feed a tribe of children and a husband. Okay. They've got exciting plans today. We're getting sand from the sand pit delivered, so we're just waiting on that to arrive, and they will be carting that from the front yard to the backyard. So that's what the kids are up to today. Hubby. outside. I had a play up the street with the neighbours, and now they're out the back. I don't know if the sand's arrived yet or not. I haven't heard it, but I am in the pantry. Oh, now my screen's flicking all over the place. Look at it. Because it thinks there's a finger on it, because I spilled the soy sauce down on it. Let's get to the step I was up to. So when you do scribble something on the screen, it does think, hey, there's a finger there, and it responds accordingly. So if I don't know if you've ever seen that before. All right, 80 grams of orange juice. So as I said, just your orange peeled, in it goes. Chuck a little bit more in. Look, I didn't like this orange. It wasn't as flavoursome as usual, so I'm just going to put the whole lot in. It'll be fine, okay? And that's the beauty of Thermomix cooking. It's just a guide, not a real book, okay? So you can make it as you want. Okay, here's our sweetener. I'm going to just put 50 grams in. It does make a decent amount, this sauce. We're already up to the 1 litre mark in there. So you will find it's making a nice amount. Alright, oops, that was a little heavy. Okay, sesame oil. Now I think I mentioned earlier, if you don't have sesame oil, just skip it. I don't think it actually will make that much of a difference to the final product. So just leave it out. Now we are nearly done on making the sauce. How cool is that? So, this Sriracha sauce. It's a sweet chili sauce. My kids don't like spice anyway, so we are literally just going to use sweet chili. Alright. Try not to put too much in, because otherwise they will turn up their nose at it. But there you go, that's that. So if you see that recipe and you go, oh, I don't know what that is, I won't make it, just go, what would it be? Oh, it's that little bit of something. You could even put a pinch of chili powder in instead, if that's what your family would enjoy. Okay, on with the lid. We are so close to being done. 5 minutes, 120 degrees, spin the selector, and off it goes. Now while I'm doing that, let me just introduce you to how I'm going to flat pack these. So, sorry, just rearranging the place. The Thermomix Mix Shop have these cool little bags, and they have a little top on them as well. So I've used these to store dry goods. So recently these had macadamia nuts in them, and this just goes on like this. They're also, well, I put them in the dishwasher. I probably shouldn't say they are dishwasher safe, but I put mine through the dishwasher to clean them. But they are amazing. These ones are 1.5 litres. Okay, so I'm going to put my 1 litre of sauce in there, and it's going to be about 1 centimetre thick. And I'm going to freeze it flat on the bottom of my freezer, so that what that means then is when I want to get it out to use it, all I need to do is put it from my freezer in my fridge in the morning. It'll defrost, and then I'm going to put it into here, empty it out into here, and then from there you've got a couple of options for this recipe. You could either just reheat your sauce and then put it aside and then follow the recipe as it says. So this recipe, if you follow it to a T, the next step, it actually says take the sauce out and put it aside in your thermoserver to keep warm. Then it says put your simmering basket inside, put rice in your simmering basket. It then says put your varoma on top and put veggies and chicken on top. And then it says steam that for 20 minutes. Well, boil your rice, steam your veggies. Then when they're done, it then gets you to put it all together. So that's normally how you do the recipe. But I tend to shortcut it. When I reheat this, I put the sauce in here and I bring it to the boil. I then add my chicken chunks and my veggies into the sauce, and I cook it for 12 minutes on varoma, reverse. Please remember reverse, okay? Otherwise you'll chop your meat. And then we tend to serve it as it is like that. We don't necessarily eat too much rice, my kids do, so that's why we've changed the recipe to suit ourselves. You've got 1 litre of extra capacity in there, so that's plenty of space for say 500 grams of chicken, 500 grams of diced veggies. In they go, cook with it off and serve it up. It's amazing. If you're lucky enough to have 2 Thermomixes and you do rice, you could do rice in a second Thermomix at the same time, or you could do the original recipe, or you could do your rice in your thermoserver. So I don't know if you guys have done that before, but rice in your thermoserver, just as good as doing it in a Thermomix. Amazing. Some of you guys have watched me make carbonara in my thermoserver before. Just go search and you'll find that recipe. I was blown away. I know you guys thought it was hilarious. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I knew in theory it would work, but when you just do it, you're like, oh wow. So that's how you then put this together as a final product later. Is you actually have that ability then to reheat and either cook your things in it or heat it up, put it aside and layer up. Completely up to you. Depends on your style of cooking. But of course, it's in your guided recipes, especially the layering up. The other one you'll have to search and find, or just message me or call me and say, Lisa, how do we do that? I'm happy to step you through that process. But yes, it's just such a beautiful recipe. If you like satay chicken, this is the most amazing satay chicken recipe I have found on Guided Cooking for the Thermomix. If you've got one that you think's better, put it in the comments. I'd love to know. But this one, amazing. Hey Carissa, how are you today? Hey Gail, how are you? Use that much peanut butter. I reckon you're going to lose the satay taste, Gail. I think if you scale down everything else as well, so you scale down the garlic, the ginger, the coconut milk, and like halved the recipe and made less, yes, but I think you're going to lose your satay if you reduce your peanut butter down. So because I think you'll just get overwhelmed by the coconut, and yeah, you'll lose thatness to it. So that would be my thought around doing that. But great question though, definitely. All right, we're nearly done. Those of you who aren't hugely familiar with the Thermomix, just so you know, these red little dots on the top here tell us that it's over 60 degrees. Really great to know when it comes to food safety and handling as well, and also burning your tongue, more importantly. So if it's red, and it means that sauce inside, or custard, or whatever you might have, is going to burn your tongue when you taste it. If it's 55 degrees, it's okay to eat. So a little helpful tip there. And we're nearly done. And you can see inside the bowl, and for those of you who can't see on Insta because the screen's a bit far away, we're aiming for 120, but it's currently sitting at 95 degrees. That's okay. These recipes have been triple tested. You know they're going to work. You don't have to worry about those technical things like that. It's doing what it's designed to do, which is awesome. We're nearly done. It's going to tell you another story, but I might wait for the next installment in a couple of hours time to tell you about what's been going on. Okay, transfer it to a jug and keep warm, and then, as I said, it will take you through rice, veggies, meat, and then once you've done it that way, next time you go to do it, ask me how you do it, where you can put all your food in the bowl except the rice and cook it that way. So now I've got 1 litre of the most amazing sauce ready to go. Now what I can see in there is I forgot, so glad I'm talking to you guys now and I didn't finish up then. I forgot to blitz the what's it called down? That orange. I can see a chunk. I thought for a second, oh, peanut butter. No. That's the orange. So what we need to do before we go, and I love the Thermomix for this, is smoothing this out. 30 seconds on our blend feature. So if I go home, by the way, it's bookmarked that. So if I want to go back later, I can. So if you do what I do, where you just forgot to blitz your orange down on that last step because you're talking too much, it's okay. It saves it for you. So over here, blend function, which I've actually already used for my family this morning. So this morning I made them milkshakes. They were out in the street, made everyone vanilla milkshakes. Amazing. Okay, so 30 seconds. Now on this blend feature, you can actually change the screen, so you can go up and down on your timings. You can also change the speed of your blend. So your blend is going to blend on either speed, I think it's 6.5, 6.5, 7, 7.5, or 8. We're going up to 8. And it's going to be 30 seconds to make this smooth. Now you'll hear it go up slow. That's a safety feature to override. Here we are, orange, getting rid of the chunks. Someone's asking, is there something I can use instead of these bags if I don't have them yet? Of course, you could put them in a jar. Just if you're going to freeze your jar, you need to make sure you allow enough time for it to defrost. You could put it in Glad bag type stuff as well. Just make sure it's cooled. At the moment, this is 80 degrees still. If you put that in a Glad bag, it's going to melt your Glad bag. All right. The other thing you could use is the vacuum bags from Thermomix. I'm just trying to see if I've got them out anywhere. I feel like they're in, oh, there we go. Excuse me while I reach up and grab one. I was thinking I did put them away somewhere safe the other day. These, I think I'm going to find though the capacity, the 1 litre won't fit in here. It's going to be too much, but this would be another awesome option, is your bags. They might be really good for the next recipe I'm doing for you guys. So because it's a smaller portion, it's more of a sticky sauce, the next one. So that might be more better for that one. So yes, but for something large, definitely a big Glad bag once it's cool. Don't melt your Glad bag, don't ruin your sauce. Or get yourself some of these from the mix shop. There's 3 different sizes. So let me show you now. This should be much better. No chunks of orange looking at me. I was like, what was that? All right, look at this. Absolutely amazing. It actually looks like a big pot of peanut butter. All right, let's see if I can do this without making a huge mess. So I'm just going to pour it in. I might not get to the top. We'll see how we go. So easy. Just checking you guys can see. Just stop there. I might put the rest in off camera. Let me show you how this works. So now you can literally see, you want to squeeze the air out as you put the top on it. Let me just move the Thermomix sideways a wee bit. They actually stand up as well. So just show you this before we finish up. Thanks to those of you coming online today and saying hi. It's lovely to know you're watching and you're learning more about your Thermomix. Okay, so here is my bag of goodies. I tend to fold the top over a little bit, slide this on, and then at the end, don't go all the way to the end because you want to push that air out. So I should probably put the rest in before I completely close it up, but you do want to get rid of the end, the air out of there. Pull it all the way to the end, and now we're completely sealed. And you can see now that, imagine in my freezer, that's got a little bit of air in it, but it's only about 2 centimeters high. So that's nice and compact, and it's going to defrost really easily as well. Alright guys, that's it from me for the 10 o'clock session. I will be back at 12 doing Korean chicken, I think it is. Let me have a look, hang on. Korean fried chicken, alright, my way. But we're just going to make the sauce, and I'll tell you how and why and the ways I make this different so that it suits my family at 12 o'clock. So do come past and say hi then. And yeah, I look forward to showing you more of what the Thermomix can do later on. I'm going to be back at 12, 2 and 4 o'clock today. So we'll see you then. And please, if you're coming and watching replays, #replays, say hi. And if I can help you in any way, do reach out. Bye for now.